So I'm just writing a 2D gravity program, and there's the X and the Y for the planets. We've got 10 in a 10-dimension array, and then that's the movement. X and Y is the movement on each axis. P sets up the amount of planets. We've got 2 at the minute, and that sets up the variables for the planet positions and the planet speeds. But we're going to change that. This is just the 2 planets. I've just put them speeds so I can do a test. So each planet is moving to the right. XX1, XX0 is going to the right by 1 pixel and is going nothing on the X and Y and the Y axis, and that's position, starting position. So they both start at X100 and 1 starts at 400 and 0 starts at 500. This section here draws the planets. This section here moves the planets by XX and YY. This calculates the distance between the planets. I've not finished this off yet because I just started the video. I thought I'd show you. It's using triangulation, so we're getting the A. If you know the triangle equation formula, use A, B and C. So the 2 sides we can find out are A and B by minusing X and X1 and X0 if one's higher than the other, so we get a positive number. So that'll produce A for the A axis and side, and this one will produce B for the B side. Then we'll have to calculate the C side. And as you can see, they're both going to the right, but they're not going changing direction, and there's Y axis, so that's why these are staying the same. A is the distance that way, B is the distance that way. So we'll just put a bit of a change on it. We'll change Y just there. We'll put it on we'll put it on 1. No, 0.8. Now you can see they're getting closer and that number gets smaller, and it should stay positive. Yes. Change the 2 variables there to make it move a bit differently. And now both numbers are changing. I'm just going to speed that one up to make sure it does stay positive when it passes to the side. Yep, I think that's working though. So we've got B and A and B, so we get C and we times A by A to get the square of it. Is it square or root, whatever you call it, square? And then B times B to do the same. Let C equal, and then you're there, you square, divide that by square root C, and then that gives you the actual distance between the 2 objects as the crow flies. There's C, nicely working out, getting closer. And starts separating. So there you go, now I can work out the gravity force on each planet. So after a bit of wrangling, I've managed to add an angle and a cosine and a sine wave, sine wave, and then it'll draw a line off each planet in the direction where the force is coming from. But I've only worked out how to do, say you imagine one planet's there and the other planet's over in this direction. I haven't worked out how to do it over in this direction or behind it. I've got to try and figure that out next. I've got to put some if commands in. So I'll just run this and show you what I mean. So you can see that line there is saying that's where the gravity force is going to be pushing that planet towards the other planet, but the planet, this one, I need to put some if commands to change the angle round. So when these come past each other, these lines will go back in the opposite direction, which you might just see. There you see, look, the line's going up now because it's all worked out for this vector here, so I've got to change the angle round slightly. So this line here, that's just said if one planet is to the left instead of to the right and top, If this one is to the left and bottom, then it will increase the angle by pi, which is 180 degrees, I think. I'm not sure. I'm going to do the other two sectors by half a pi and by pi and a half. So pi, half a pi down here, pi there, pi and a half there, 2 pi goes back to the original setting, and that should work out. So this is the program so far with just the 2 sectors, so it should go wrong when these go past the Y. Both of them are pulling towards each other, and there you go, look. So when I put the next bit in, it should sort that out. Well, I must admit I'm struggling, and I've had a few beers and it's 9 o'clock at night, so I'm not going to carry on much more, but this is the best I can do, is to reverse the angles. But I'm getting some success, but getting a lot of failures. As you can see here, I've got the 3 lines all connected up to the dots, but I've also got some odd ones coming off, which I can't really work out in the program. So we could work out the gravity between them, but what's all this lot about? Look, it does work out there, look. So might have to leave it till the morning. Well, there's the code. I've got it sorted out late at night now. So that's all it was. I was mucking about. If it goes opposite to this side, goes down to there, you minus both the sine and cosine to plus pi. Then if it goes down to the bottom side, plus pi on the sine, and then if it goes down to the left side, so at the top, plus sine that way. It might make sense in a second. Oh. So now you can see all the lines are connected, so that means they're detecting the distance and the angles, so they will calculate the gravity next between each mass. We'll keep the mass of the planets the same for a start, and we'll fiddle about with that later. But that seems, wait for this one to come past it just to make sure. Yep, okay, I'm happy. These 2 lines of code here, look, it tracks one planet to another on the X and the Y scale, and it makes an amazing thing happen. So there you go, look, got the start of I've got the planets revolving around each other. I'm going to put the gravity simulation equation in soon, which is gravity force equals mass 1 times mass 2 divided by distance times by gravity constant, if I remember rightly. It's not easy, it's not an hard one, but that will make this work even better. Look like electrons, to be honest, don't they? So we'll start off with 9 planets. Now I've got to put in this equation into the objects. It's not too bad actually. Gravity force is F, and it equals mass 1 times mass 2, which is going to be the same for a start, divided by the distance, and you put a constant in, which is just a times. You don't have to worry about that. So I've just got 5, I think it's 5 planets. So got some gravity going on there. That's quite successful for one page of code. So I've increased all the dimension arrays to 50, but I've put 40 on the screen. What do you reckon to that? Well, I need to program a galaxy so it swirls round, so to pre-program each of the planets really, so it's not so chaotic. But you can see the gravity is working perfectly. I'm so pleased because I've been trying this since I was 14 years old, for 40 years ago. 40 years ago I think. I had to use a different equation to put the force into the planets, and obviously it was slow back then. Oh, thank God for that. I'll try and improve it in the morning. Okay, this is really the last video of the night. This is a simulation with all the calculations involved with creating the gravity program. So each of the planets connects to each other and works out the gravity involved, and applies a force to each planet. But at the minute they're all at mass 1, so I've got to put an equation in to make a move if there was a bigger size or a smaller size. That's another job for tomorrow. So if we run just 2 planets, and these are the variables set up for the planets, so they're opposite each other, but one's higher and lower and they're both going towards each other. Just run that and I'll show you how easy it is to get them orbiting each other. I've made the planets bigger because you can't really see them very well. So we'll just turn the delete off, the CLS off, clear screen, and we'll turn off the weight so it speeds up. Right, give it a whirl then. Right, we'll leave that for 10 minutes and see if it goes out of orbit. I think it's going to stay in the middle. Well, it's been over 10 minutes and it's still a perfect ring, so the calculations are all working okay. And this is without the weight commands. I think we'll leave them out. The program doesn't need slowing down, does it really? Right, what can we do next then? So I'm going to introduce another planet into this stable system. I'll see if it disrupts it. I will change the colours in the morning, black and white, because it's a bit hard to see. There you go, 2 planets, they don't like it. I put in the colour there so it's black background and white foreground, or ink, sorry. And I'm trying it on my laptop as well, on the trial Windows BBC Basic for Windows 6.15a trial version, so to make sure I've got enough memory, because these big dimension arrays take a lot of memory up, and it's still working, so that should be right for you to use. And now I've put in an equation that will apply the force of gravity compared to the mass. So sorry, I've adjusted it up there. Look, so force equals force times mass mass n divided by mass m. So the first planet down here is affected less if this is, oh god, bigger. If this one's bigger, it will move less by the amount divided by the planets, if that makes sense. So if this is a small one, that's a big one, this will move less. And if this one is a small one and this one is a big one, then this will move faster towards it. So there you go, this is working. That's 10 times mass, that's 1 mass. So that planet is 10 times bigger than that one. You can see this one is wobbling slightly because it's still getting affected by the gravity, but obviously not as much because it's bigger. So I've just adjusted the size of the planet to the mass. There's 8 minimum plus the size of the planet. That equals size, and then it's on the end of the circle fill command. I had a few problems, I don't know what went wrong, but I can't explain it, but got there in the end. So I'm just trying to get a moon added to the program. Oh yeah, I've got to type in this. But you can see it shoots off and it goes away, comes back again, so I've got to adjust the programming. Yeah, I've got some stable moons at the minute, both the same mass. It's bedtime for me, so I'll carry on the program in the morning. Thanks for watching. Sorry about talking quietly. So I've been busy programming and I've put a menu in. So if you type in the number of planets you want, let's say 2 for a start. Come in there, you type in 0 to run the program, or you type in 1 to set data in for each planet. So let's say X position 200, Y position 500, speed X 0.01, quite slow, Y 0 and mass 1, so it all goes into the up there. So let's do planet 2, let's say 500X, Y position, let's say 800, speed, so it's coming towards the planet, so we're going minus 0.01, and then there's Y speed 0 and mass 1, and hopefully we'll get a rotating planet. So now we type in 0 and press enter. And then when you want to come out of this, you press spacebar and it goes back and resets the program. And you can type in 3, look, if you want to add an extra planet. 3 is obviously on 0, so you type in 3. And what should you do this time? Halfway between them, 300. Halfway between that, say that 600 just as a bit of a play, and then 0 and 0. But it will crash if you put the wrong readings in, so I've got to sort that out. So that's all the planets updated. Press 0, enter 0, sorry. There is a bug in the program, so when I'm working out the angles, if one of these is 0, then it won't divide, it will come up with an error. So I'm going to have to sort that out, if you know what I mean. It says divide by 0, you can't divide by 0, so and more headaches. It only happens when the program first starts, because after that everything's got increments of milli bits, you know, it's a tiny bit, so it's never a 0 once it starts. So we'll have to look into that. I'll either put in a go to or a jump it, or I don't know, we'll just work it out somehow. I'll show you what I mean. I put the X at the same value on both planets, so we get divide by 0, so press 0 and start. There you go, divide by 0 at 550. So I've just put this in before, so this is where it stops at 550 when it's working out the angle, and divided by B divided by A into an ATN command. But I'm just going to try this. So if A is 0, then it'll put the angle at 0 and go to pass this to there. But I don't think I need these. I think I put these in the other night, just trying to find the angles. So I would probably rem them and send it to there, or could just rem them anyway. If these two were the wrong way around, if 9T wants to be down the bottom, the top, and 0 at the bottom, then we'll just change it around. Best way to do it with programming, rather than trying to think about it, 'cause it's quite complicated. So we'll give this a whirl. Ready for another test run? Oh, no errors, but they're moving in the same direction. Oh, they're gone. So I've done a bit more programming. Type in 3 planets. It's already set up. Press 0. And we've got a moon circulating around one of the planets. Look, quite stable, as you can see. Shelley, stop it. We're filming. No, leave it. I'm going to turn off now, sorry about this. So here's the final working version. So you start off, enter the number of planets you want. I've already set this up. And you press 99, I'm going to change the menu before I put it on the... you press 99 to change the gravity constant. Like that, look. And we'll keep it as it is. 0.001. And then you press a button to change the planet, but if you press 0, it starts again. We've got Mercury, Venus and Earth. Oh, I forgot to put a moon in. Oh dear. I might just do some more example gravity programs before I finish. But as you can see, it's not too bad. No one's hitting each other. Right then, thanks for watching.